Yeah. Good morning, everyone. Are you able to hear me? Please let me know if you are not able to hear me. Okay, fine. So in last two sessions, we discussed about a few things: how to install, how to run containers, and how to map drives, etc. Okay. Today we are going to discuss few more topics. So actually, I have uh, I have pulled few images: Tomcat, MySQL, Apache, etc. Okay, so far what we have done is we have downloaded we have pulled our Ubuntu base image, and on top of that we installed Apache. Okay, but here the actual ideal scenario is we have containers for each and every application. For example, for Apache we have it. Let me show you in Docker Hub. This is Docker Hub. I'm logging into my account. So you can also sign up for this Docker account. It is for free. And you can pull or push your own images as well. I'll show you how it works. Okay, these are the images I have already pushed to Docker Hub. Okay, if you want to check what are the available images that you can um, pull and run on your machine, you can simply go to explore here on top. If you hit explore, you can find all the images. So all these images are from the Docker Hub. Okay, this is a repository where the particular vendor pushes their own image. Okay, Nginx pushes to Docker Hub, and Redis pushes to Docker Hub, Ubuntu, okay, MySQL, everyone. So Docker certifies it and puts it as a official image, right? So from here, I pulled MySQL, HTTPD. Okay, if you want to search anything, you can simply search like this. So whenever you find official, it is official, or else it is pushed by public. You can also push like this to Docker Hub. So what I have done is I have downloaded these three. So what you have to do is HTTPD is for, you know the purpose. HTTPD is for a web server, okay, and Tomcat is for web server container, and MySQL is for um, database. So what I'm going to do now is I am I want to use these independent containers instead of installing all the applications on one base operating system image. I want to club all these images and work together. That means I have HTTPD container and I have Tomcat container. How can I link both of these containers and work together? You got my point? So all the containers are independent. Uh, for example, I have two containers, Tomcat and Apache. Okay, so both should work together, so that there should be some sort of communication happen between these two. So we will check how it works. Okay, please ask me if you don't understand anything. Okay, so now what I am doing is I'm going I'm going to use this Tomcat container with HTTPD. So I'm just showing how to link because I don't have any particular I mean, yeah, a particular application to show you right now. So, but I'm telling you the concept behind how it works. Okay. So what I have to do is I'm running a container. Docker run -it. Okay. So I'm making two links first. Okay. -it. First of all, I am running my container, MySQL, MyDB server. This is the name of my container. And this is the environment variable, MySQL underscore root underscore password equals password -1. Password -1 is my container. Okay. Sorry, my password of my DB. I have to mention this. So here MySQL 5.version. See, how do you find these variables? Let me show you. Sorry, in Explorer you have MySQL, right? So go to here. Here in the description you will find so much stuff how to run this. Okay, so this is how it works. So actually these people will give, for example, say you are running MySQL container, but you don't know how to connect to this particular container without knowing password. While installing, you will be asked to enter password, but then you will enter and log in. Then you know what is the password. But this container is already installed. I mean, MySQL is already installed in this container. So in order to change that, you have to mention here. So I want you to read the description of each and every repository when you are trying to run. Okay, so that you will perform better in your organization. Okay, so many people just simply hit the command and look for options in Google if they don't find anything. But it is not the better way. They have given complete description how to use this particular image, right? So now this is my command. I have already pulled that, so I have that image locally. So remember this -d is detached mode, which runs the container in background. Okay, in earlier example when we checked it yesterday, sorry, in previous sessions, it went inside directly, and whenever we hit back, it exited the container. That means container was not running after exit, but now the container is running. So now, for example, imagine this way: I have a Tomcat server, right, and I'm using a web application, for example, Java-based web application, and this web application needs um, database service. Okay, so I need to link both MySQL and Tomcat in order to make it happen. Okay, so let us see how I link it. So Docker run -it interactive terminal, and app server is name of my Tomcat server, which is application server. Normally what Tomcat does is, whenever people create WAR files using their build script, or after writing code and using build script, they generate WAR files, and people give those WAR files to Tomcat server. Tomcat runs that WAR so that you will get your web application. Okay, Tomcat runs on port number 80. So it runs your web application. In order to make that web application available in internet, you need a web server, which is HTTPD or Apache. You got my point? So your Tomcat runs your actual application developed by your developers, and Apache exposes that web application to public so that everyone can browse in internet and access it. Remember that. And now my web server, sorry, my application server link MyDB server MyDB server. This is name of my MySQL server, which is given here, and I can write anything. DB server 1 is my alias name so that I can recognize. Okay, this name can be anything. I'll tell you the naming convention when we work with EC2 instance. Okay, then you will find how actually in corporations they name their servers. Okay, so this is just a name. This is just another name alias which we use to recognize easily. Okay, then FND Tomcat. Whenever I hit Tomcat, it looks for latest version. Where is it? Yeah, this is latest version. Unless you hit any version number, it takes the latest. Okay, fine. So my command is ready. Docker run -it -name app server. App server is the name of my Tomcat server. And link. Sorry, I have to give 2 hyphens here. Remember that whenever you are using a name, for example this, a name of the particular option, you have to give double hyphen. If you are using initials, for example, hyphen n will also work. In that case, you will give only single hyphen. Okay. So now I'm hitting enter. We'll see what happens. Okay. Docker ps. App server. So let me log into Tomcat server. Let me log into Tomcat server and see what happens. How they are linked. Okay. Docker. To log into running container, this is the command. Docker exe -it. My container name is this. We can mention container name or container ID. Both will work. So here you can simply run a command cat. Without logging in, you can run the command. Sorry. Or you can log in. But now I'm going to log in to show you. So I logged in. You see here, this is my container name here. So now I logged into container. If I hit etc host, etc host is a local DNS for any server, whether it be your Windows or Linux. In Windows, path would be different. It is in C Windows System 32 drivers etc host. This is the path in Windows. Actually, what DNS will do is it resolves IPs to host names, so that if you hit any host name, it resolves to IP. Okay, you see here one entry for my DB server is added. This is the IP of my DB server. This is the alias name. This is container ID, and this is the name of that running container. Okay, and this is the IP of my Tomcat server, which is this. So now you can say this is linked. Okay, so both this DB server and Tomcat server is in communication. Okay, let me link this Tomcat server with Apache. Okay, so now what I'll do is I'll run the same command. Sorry. Docker run -it -name web server link. Okay, so my app server, I'm writing app alias. You can write any name here. FND, HTTP 2.4. This is my tag version. Okay, so what it will do is it links Tomcat server to HTTPD server. Okay, so now what will happen? Is my command right? Docker run it -f name web server -f link. I'm linking this to the yes. Okay. Now you see Docker PS. Now I log into my HTTP server and check whether it is linked or not. So to connect to the server running container, I have to use this command docker exec -it web server -bin -bash. It is nothing but I log into my bash. Okay. So now I'll hit cat etc hosts. Now you see this is my alias, this is my app server. It is already mentioned here. This is how you connect um, different containers together and make it work instead of installing everything on the base image. Okay, you can have everything. You can have containers for almost all the applications you have in the market. Okay, so you can link all that together. See, for example, what I'm saying is if you want a web server, you can simply run your Apache container and make it work instead of installing Apache on Ubuntu. Okay, the ideal way is Docker, using Docker containers. Okay, yeah. Now we will discuss a few more things, like how to check logs. Okay, these are the questions you will be asked in interviews many times. Okay, so Docker PS. So I need to check my Apache logs because how it ran. Okay, so now what I'll do is Docker logs web server. So it gave me logs of that particular web server. Couldn't really determine the server's fully qualified domain because we didn't mention fully qualified domain anywhere. Okay, so it is giving this particular warning. Okay, like this you can find the logs while running any container. Okay, you can even run Jenkins container and check so that you can run your Jenkins on Docker container and work for build deployments. Okay, while practicing it. And for example, this is my web server, but I want to have another web server container for my purpose because one is not able to handle, or I want to use another host another website on another web server container. So if I want to rename this, I want to create web server 2, but I want to rename this as my web server 1. So you can use this command web server 1. If you see here, this is renamed. So the command is very simple. It's rename, old name and new name. Okay, like this you can rename your container names. Okay, now we will check how to push our own custom images to Docker Hub. I have these many images. I have my Ubuntu, my Apache. All the images that started with J is my own custom images. All the images below my selection are from Docker Hub. So now we will check dashboard. Yeah. So these are my images. Okay. So you need to tag your images. See here, my username is JS Swaroop. Okay, you can see at the top right corner, my username is JS Swaroop. So my repository name would be JS Swaroop / my application name. So in this case, locally, I am using J as my repository name. But whenever I try to push this, it will not accept. For example, see this, docker push is the command to push my repository. So 1.0, it will not work. I'll tell you why. So just preparing. It should fail actually. Yeah, unauthorized authentication required. Okay, but actually for authentication, I have different set of login names. So it doesn't work like this. So what I will do is, first of all, I'll tag my image into uh, my repository name and application name. Docker tag. I'll tell you why I am tagging this. Apache 1.0. Okay, my tag name is jswaroop / my Apache 1.0. I can even change the name of my particular version and what I say, version and my application name, image name also here. So when I hit enter, one image got created with a tag. Okay, you see here image ID is same. Image ID is same. I just tagged. That means I just uh, have another name with the same image ID. So now it recognizes because my login name is JS Swaroop. Okay. First of all, let me authenticate to my Docker Hub account. So this is the command for login. So what I am providing, Docker login username and email address. It will ask me for password. Password correct. I think I entered incorrect password. Let me check. Give me a minute. Actually, I saved all the passwords in my system, so I didn't get a chance to enter my password after creating the account. Yeah, I think I logged in with my email ID, so password is correct. Password is also wrong. Try one more time. So it is not saying password is incorrect, but request cancel while waiting for the connection timeout exit. Try again. Give me a minute. Yes, I'm checking. Actually, my password is correct, but I don't know where it is failing. Give me a minute. I'm trying to check whether my machine is able to ping Docker Hub. So let us debug this right now. I think it is not resolving. Okay, let me restart Docker for now. So we will check if there is any problem with that because it is unable to ping docker.com. Okay. Now it's restarted. Actually, it should work. It should log in, but I don't know why it is not resolving to the Docker host. Mm, okay, I will check this and explain you tomorrow instead of wasting your time. Okay, so today we are going to discuss about one more thing and we will end this session up. So sorry, so I need to start Docker containers. I have just restarted, right? So in order to start a Docker container, which is created using -d, which is detached mode, you have to use this command: docker start web server tomcat sorry, app server and mydb server. So you can start multiple servers at once. Cannot link the running containers. Actually, link has gone away now. Okay. Okay, leave it for now. So actually, you can start using start command docker ps. Now we need to check how to take backup of a container. Okay. So in order to do that, docker save is the command -o. So you need to give the path. I'm giving my home directory and container name mydb server.tar. Tar is a zip file. Okay. Container. Sorry. MyDB server 1 server is a container. Okay. So when I hit MyDB server, it is there, right? It is running. Why is it not taking it? Otherwise, I'll give container ID. Okay. No such. Oh, sorry. I need to give the image name. Sorry for that. Docker images. Okay. So, in order to save that, docker save -o. It's still symbol indicates that my current working directory. You can see here. Sorry, my home directory. You can see the tilde there and here. So, in order to save MySQL, this is just the name, okay, and MySQL colon. Now it creates a tar file which can be used for future purpose. You can simply do one thing. If you want to, um, back up your container, running container, you use Docker commit, which I told you. Use Docker commit command, which creates a new image, and from that image, you can create a tar file. If you check here, you have this MySQL tar created. So this is the backup file. You can save the running container. So what I'm saying is, from the running container, take a create one image, and from the image you can take backup like this. Okay. You can also retrieve the backup using load command, load -i, path of the and the file name. If you have file inside any directory like OPT, you can simply mention that one. But it is in my current working directory, so I'm giving the name itself. So Docker loaded image. So Docker images. Oh, it is already there, right? That is why it is. Let me remove my image, and then I'll retrieve. Okay. So in order to remove any image, you have to use Docker RMA. But this image will not be removed because one of the containers is running using this image. So what it is saying, this container is running. If you see here, Docker PS. So this is the container which is running. First of all, I have to remove the container. Docker rm is the command for removing containers. So you cannot remove the container unless you stop it. Okay. For that, you can stop and remove the container, and you can use -f argument, which is forced. So I'm stopping my container, MyDB server, and then I'm trying to remove that. Now it is removed. So remember that to remove your container, the command is docker rm. Remove your image, the command is docker rmi. So I indicates the image, remove image. Okay. Now I'm hitting enter. So my image got removed. Docker images. I don't have any what I say, any MySQL content image. So now I want to load the image from my backup. MySQL tab. Now it says please loading. The command is load -i. -i indicates image and MySQL is var. Okay. Now we will check Docker images. Here it is. I have my image back. So in order to take the container, for example, in interview, if anyone asks you like, how do you take a backup of your container? So you have to create an image from the container using Docker commit command. So after creating an image, from there you can use Docker save command to save it. In order to retrieve the backup, you can simply load it. Okay, is that clear? Tomorrow we will discuss how to push your own images to Docker containers, Docker Hub, and then we will start AWS. Okay. Do you have any doubts till now for today's session or previous sessions of Docker? Okay. If you don't have any, that is it for now. We will check that tomorrow, and we will start AWS. Okay. Please don't skip any session of AWS. So because it is very important, and now every servers out there and every Docker container is even running on AWS itself. Okay. Thanks for your time. Bye.